Okay.
Okay. So it's 15:03. So we'll make a start on the virtual open day. So hello everyone. Hopefully you've all had a good Wednesday. Welcome to the Drug Design MSc MRes Virtual Open Day. And thank you very much for being here today. My name is Florian and I'm the chair of this virtual day. And so I am an alumnus of the Drug Design MSc myself. I completed the course last year and was later awarded the UCL Research Excellence Scholarship, which has enabled me to pursue a PhD in the UCL Division of Medicine, the same division where drug design is. My research focuses on polypharmacology and drug repositioning for rare and neglected diseases, leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning and stuff like drug repositioning for rare and neglected diseases. So in addition, I also work as a postgraduate teaching assistant, supporting various modules within my department. We hope that today's session will answer any questions you might have about the program and provide valuable insights into what it's really like to study on one of our master's courses in drug design. So the course overall is an in-depth study of all cutting-edge drug discovery methods, covering everything from bioinformatics and molecular modeling. And to kick things off, I'm delighted to introduce today's speaker, Professor Edith Chan, the Program Director for the Drug Design course. So Professor Chan will provide an overview of the program, its structure, and the opportunities it offers. You'll have the opportunity to ask both Professor Chan and myself as former students any questions during the Q&A session using the Q&A function after the presentation. So please also note that this session is being recorded and will be made available on our website following the event. So without any further ado, I'll hand it over to Professor Chan to continue with the slides.
Hi, everybody. I think thank you, Florian, to do such a good introduction. My name is Edith Chan. I am a professor at UCL in the Division of Medicine. Just want to tell you some of my background is I have over 17 years of big pharma experience. And after that, I joined UCL and basically I started this master degree for drug design. So, well, anyway, let me just do a couple slides of presentations and then we can open the floor and have questions. So what is like drug design? In a very simplistic view, you can just look at these pictures. It seems like there is a molecule in this big glue of stuff, which is actually a protein. And that is a very simplistic way. People think about drug, they always think about a little thing like aspirin or something in a target structures. But I want to show you this little video I make. So the protein that you saw in the previous slides actually could be represented in a surface. And then let me play again. It's nice. And you can see that it's like a little hole we call a binding pocket inside a protein. And the drug or the compound that we design need to fit in this pocket perfectly. And also it has to capture all the property of drugs to be on the market. So it is not just a simplistic view of a chemical or is a chemistry degree. It's about everything that supports the design of a molecule, the understanding of the disease to the patient. Now, there is so much more that drug design offer. So sometimes usually people ask me, is this a degree just for chemistry students? And it's not, because honestly, you have to know all these supporting discipline before you can be a master in drug design. So just some example in this course, we will talk about, like, for example, structural biology, X-ray, EM, electric microscopy. There will be computational design, AI, Python. Nowadays, is a really essential tools to have if you want to work in this kind of field. Of course, any drug come with bioactivity, how potent it is, for example. Now let's go the other way. There's also a lot of medical new technology that we have to be aware about. I'm sure all of you have seen a lot of gene therapy for rare diseases or childhood diseases in BBC website, for example. So like we'll be talking about CRISPR-Cas9 is one of the gene editing tools. Vaccines plays a really important part. If you remember, that's what saved COVID almost. Antibodies, of course, is another important macromolecule that can target different kind of diseases. Now, in the end of the day, you know what Big Pharma wants? They want to launch $1 billion drugs in the market. And sometimes you have to pick the right target to do so. So in fact, target selection is a very important tool to learn in our course too. There will be other things like siRNA drugs or small molecule drugs, pharmacokinetic, like what make a drug be okay in our body. And at the end of the day, as I say, Big Pharma need to have profit to go back into their research pipeline. So commercial IP, intellectual property, is also quite important too. So I talk about this already. So these are all the special sessions that we have on for our course. And most of them will touch on the fundamentals of concept and practices that are in pharma and biotech. Now, I want to give you a little bit structures of the course. It's a 1-year full-time course. So it's not, you won't have a holiday, I'm sorry, but you will have one. But in fact, the course runs from September to the end of August every year. So it is slightly different than where you usually take from an undergraduate degree. So for this course, there will be 9 modules, and the first 8 are taught modules, basically taking classes, learning a concept, doing coursework and homework. And the last one will be a research project. So we will run 4 modules per term. So in UCL, we will have term 1, term 2, and term 3. And for every module, there will be a consists of 50% coursework and 50% exams. So the exam might test your memorable skill, but the coursework will test your creative and research component of that modules. So so some of the modules here, like first of all, immediately you come in, we will need to teach you the basic of bioinformatics because it's quite important in drug design and discovery projects. And then talk about the biology of drug discovery program. And then chemoinformatics, some of you might not know what that means, but it is the opposite side of chemoinformatics. So informatics is so important now in this AI-driven industry. And then module 4 will be biological molecules. So all the vaccine, antibody, all the high-tech drug discovery help basically will be taught at that module. And then the next module will be more in depth of the things that you will be learning in term 1. So continue onto the drug discovery programs, advanced fragment-based drug design. So it's a really special area that how pharma and big tech use to advance their drug discovery project. And then module 7 and 8, we will be concentrating on how to select the right target to be in a drug discovery program, both on the scientific aspect as well as the IP and commercial one. Now, the structure of it is the exam will be introduced right after we teach you the modules. It is quite unusual, but it is good because as soon as you finish learning all the stuff, you'll be tested, then you will be a better position. Then you come back in May or July to do the exams. So also the structuring of this course is also allow you basically after March, you will be 100% to do your research projects. Now, our research projects can only be wet lab, experimental or computer modeling, we do not offer review, literature review project. Now, it will be minimum 12 weeks, and it carry a big chunk of the credits is 60, because otherwise every module will be 15 credits. And you will be doing a solid, at least 3 months project, and then you will have August to finish writing your final dissertation. Okay, so just give you some of the flavor of some project. By all means, these are just example. It really cover a wide spectrum of the projects that are related to drug discovery. So if you are a cell biologist or molecular biologist or a biochemist, you can do screening biology or cell biology related programs. Like these are real projects that have been performed from our previous students. So for example, doing ECM gel, or engineering and improve diagnostic tools for a particular disease. If you're a chemist and you are into making brand new compounds, then you will want to do medicinal chemistry. One of the hottest topics now in medchem is PROTACs. So you probably have never heard about it, but when you come to us, you will learn about it. A more typical kind of medchem project is make some drug and then investigate inhibitions. For example, in this case, kinase. Or probing using molecule or tool compounds to probe some HIV interactions. Now, of course, we will also have a lot of computational driven projects, like, for example, AI machine learning application in drug discovery. For example, reposition dynamics computational project. You know, nowadays, if you go into DeepMind, that's all they do, dynamics computer project calculations. Or if you want to crystallize structures to reveal how drugs interact in protein, you can also have a chance to do it in X-ray crystal structures or NMR or other structural technique. And so the last one I listed here is PK-ADMET, another like terminology we use all the time in drug discovery. Basically, is to evaluate the property of drugs that can enable them to be safe and effective in our body. So I just want to talk about the usual UCL drug design life, but if you have more questions, you can ask Florian later. So of course, lectures all the time. But there will be the fun part, which is tutorial. We have tutorial every week. And every week you will be learning a new technique or a new software or new concept. Literally, you are solving problem together with your classmates. And it is very funny at the end of each year, people will say, can we have more tutorial? But literally, we have 45 tutorials every year. There are also activities. It's not just sit behind your desk kind of course. Individual or group collaboration, journal clubs, pitching techniques, and new idea generations, and other student activity too. There's a lot of skills development that we put a lot of emphasis on, not just our department as well as UCL, because at the end of the day, when you go out to the real world, you need the skills. Otherwise, you will not fare well in the job, of course. So I just listed some here. By all means, these are not all of them. One is a video project. Basically, you will be grouped with other MSc in the division of medicine, and our division have 11 master courses. You guys will work on health-related topics, and it's a fun and good way to earn credit as well as learn what is the main issue in the world, how to solve it, talking to your peers, and how to make it happen. One of the other best skill is presentation skills. We actually, every year, we provide training workshops, and also there will be a lot of in-class practices. The next thing is writing skills. People think, students might think that they don't need it, but you actually need it very much, not just because for writing thesis. When you go out to the real world, you will be required to write a lot of things. And last thing, you will learn different kinds of lab skill via your research project too. So just some advantage. So in this course, that's all on-site teaching. That's not a distance learning course. And our building actually is the cruciform building. And we are lucky the library is just in our building, so you can go use them when you please. Of course, we have Wi-Fi. I'm sure where you come from, most university will have the Wi-Fi cover in everywhere to enable you to connect or work as you please. So we are UCL. Of course, our research laboratory is good, I think. And other skill and training school, there will be so many from our division as well as the postgraduate training department. Okay, so I think this is almost my last line now. So what about the opportunity once you get your degree? So in fact, there are plenty. I would say that most people go on to do a PhD, and people also can find jobs in different levels of posts in different companies. So in fact, I want to tell you that last year, the 24-25 cohort is actually the most successful years. Before they graduate, there were already like 7 PhD offers. And recently I get 2 students telling me they land another PhD, and also one have got a job in GSK. And there are some times when the project is maybe well played. It's a lot of factors. There are also evidence that publication can be derived from the student research project. So if you want to know more about the details, you can go to our website, which is listed here, or on the prospective website to look at the detail. So this is my last slide. Basically, this 4 pictures from foreign years, and see how happy they are.
Yeah, that's go help to know. Okay, so thank you very much, Edith, for this very informative session. So we will now start our Q&A session. So if you have any questions, even regarding student life, I was a student of this course myself. So you can ask your questions in the Q&A box. Please feel free to type in your questions, and both of us will answer. Okay. You're also free to unmute if you want to. Okay. Let's see. So we have someone asking, what is the workload like? How many lectures do we have per week, and are they recorded? Thank you.
So I'm going to tell you the official answer, and then Florian can tell you how he feels about that. So we have lectures 2 days a week, and then sorry, yeah. So we have lectures 2 days a week. So, but it doesn't mean that. So 2 days a week, so 3 or 4 lectures, but because this is a master course, it doesn't mean that you just need to attend a lecture and don't do anything else. Because remember, coursework will be assigned right away. So you are supposed to really work 8 hours a day. So the rest of the time, you'll be going through your lectures, finding the reading up papers, and start constructing what to do with the coursework. Sorry?
Yeah, so for me, I found it really useful that we had lectures, and then every week we had a tutorial sort of based on what we learned theoretically. So we put stuff into practice. I think I learned a lot, like software I hadn't even heard before. So, I mean, you really get a bouquet of stuff given to you. Every week is something different, something new, something fresh. Yeah, the workload is not bad. I think the most helpful thing for me as a student that I found was that after every 2 modules, we had the exams for those modules. So rather than, waiting for the whole term to finish and then going back and revising content that you've done in September for a May exam, I think this approach is probably the best I'd encountered. Okay, so hopefully that's answered your question. We'll go with Walter here that says, I have a question regarding the project. The program website specifies that the lab project is full-time, 5 days a week during the research period. Could you please clarify whether this requires physical presence on campus for research activities during specific hours?
So the answer, yes, this is true. You have to come to the lab 5 days a week. Well, 8 hours a day, I don't know about that. But you cannot suddenly just say, I'm working from home. I don't think it's allowed. Even for computational project, you still need to be on site. You have to sometimes maybe use the equipment, talk to your supervisor, go to group meeting. You need to be here. You cannot work from home, basically.
I guess the point is that you have to be present, and even if there's no, even if it's a computational project, there's going to be group meetings, one-to-one meetings with your supervisors. So you can't really say if you need to be here every day, but you can expect to. Okay, so let's go on with another question. We have someone saying, I am currently completing a biomed degree and was curious to know how chemistry heavy the course is, and do we need to know how to use coding software programs beforehand?
Okay, so as I said before, it's not a chemistry heavy. Only 2 modules are chemistry related. The other are all more like, I think, biology related. And you don't need to learn. I mean, if you want to learn coding, go for it. But we will teach you some coding exercise. And if you are good in your chemistry A level, that will be fine with us.
Yeah. I personally did a pharm chem degree, so it was more like chemistry based, and I found the course just fine regarding chemistry. It doesn't delve too deep into, we do talk about like things like organic synthesis and stuff like that, but it doesn't really go that deep into chemistry. There's a lot of focus on biology topics as well. So in that regard, it really sort of broadened my horizons to all this new things going on in the drug discovery field. So as a very sort of naive example, we were taught the Lipinski rule of 5 as undergrads to be this holy grail of drug discovery, and when I came here, I found out that that's basically not the case anymore in the year of 2025. So yeah, it's not chemistry heavy, I would say. Yeah. So let's go on with another question. So we have someone asking, can a primary training in biochemistry be an obstacle to get into more chemical biology, medicinal chemistry related lab?
No. You literally can shift your interest and get into another area that you're interested in. I think the course will give you enough background and practices to enable you to find the job that you want to do. But having said that, of course, a lot of this will be depending on the research project that you're interested in. Because like, let's say you're not going to do a heavily lab-based project and then suddenly want a computational project. You do need some credible experience to convince the people who want to hire you, I think. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we have another question asking, what's the difference between the MRes, so Master of Research, and the Master of Science in this program?
Okay, so the MRes is 6 months research and 5 taught modules, and the MSc is 8 taught modules and 3 months research. So in terms of job aspect, a lot of people tell me that, oh no, you can only find job in MRES, but it is not true. Seriously, it is not true. It's depending on the person, how willingly you want to apply for stuff. And I'm a big pusher for that. I push my student to apply for stuff. But anyway, it depends on what you want to do. Some people want to take the MSc because they want to learn all the concepts and practice of the whole drug discovery process. So they, because otherwise, if you take 5 top modules, you might miss something that you might not know about. But some people, they might think, oh, I'm really bad at exam and things like that, and I like to mix things, do things. Then maybe you want to do the MRES. Now, the MRES, you will immediately do very specific thing, isn't it? So say, for example, if you are a medicinal chemist, immediately you go to the lab and make compound. So you will have less time to learn a broader range of concepts. That's how I see it. So it depends on the person, I think.
Yeah, so what you just said, I mean, there's really no difference in prospects. So in my cohort, I know students that did an MSc, I know students that did an MRes, and both of them were able to find jobs, or like from both courses. So there's really no difference in prospects there. So we have another question. So what is the work-life balance like completing a full-time master's?
I will let Florian answer this question.
Okay, so I personally didn't, I thought it would be busier than it actually was, and a lot of people find this surprising. I mean, you only get like 2 days a week where you have to like come into campus and like come to lectures and like do tutorials. You work some days a week, but you get a lot of free time as well. I found that we did sort of take part in a lot of activities as well, so there was time for that. And I don't know, just the whole pace of the course I found to be very sort of life, you know, social life friendly. So it allows you to have a social life as well, obviously. And yeah, I mean, it really like depends on the person as well, obviously, but personally I found it to be quite manageable, and more manageable than I'd actually expected before enrolling. Okay, so another question. So how do the MRes students choose which modules they do out of the 8 modules? Is it by interest or predetermined?
So everyone need to come and talk to me and agree what modules to take. That's all I will answer at this moment, I think.
Okay. So we have another question from Sabrina, saying, are there any tips or preparations I could do over the summer before entering course? Thank you.
No, go enjoy your summer before coming.
Yeah.
When the pain begins.
No, there's no pain.
No, I think we will teach you everything. But by all means, whatever you want to do in your summer, you should do it. All I require from you guys is you have to bring a laptop with you.
Yeah, laptop is super important.
Yeah.
And I think there was a question before that said, do we need to know how to code and program beforehand? No. I mean, there's a whole module where you have like tutorials with how to use RDKit in Python, for example, and how to use all those cheminformatics toolkits and coding and stuff. Okay, so another question here. Is there a quota limit for master's admissions each year? Additionally, approximately how many applicants applied for the MSc Drug Design program at UCL? Thank you.
Yes, so the MSc Drug Design is always oversubscribed. And I don't have a quota, but the maximum student I ever admitted for a particular year is 35. But I think 30 will be the limit.
Okay, let's move on. Is the coursework more individual-based or group-based?
Well, usually any course will be more individual based, but there will be group based activity. So in this particular program, the group based activity that is assessed is the video project. Otherwise, all other group based activity is a formative. That means we will give you feedback, but it won't be graded. So a master course in essential is an individual method, but think about that when you go and do your research project, you cannot do it alone. You will be supported by your supervisor. There will be people in the lab who teach you things. You can also view those as a group activity and collaboration, which is very essential in UCL, in your course, and in your future career probably.
Okay, so we have another question asking if we will have a personal tutor during the whole program.
Yes, in UCL, you'll be assigned a personal tutor for the entire year. It will be someone from our department, but I will always be your academic tutor, and I feel like that a lot of people will come talk to me the first hand. Talking is important too. What do you think, Tori?
Yeah, I had a personal tutor assigned. I think I met with them twice a year, but my biggest support was obviously Edith, which is the director of the program. You get one-to-one meetings quite often, and advice on your CV and all sorts of great stuff like that. So yeah, you do get your personal tutor, but your biggest support is sort of here. Okay, so another question around how many students are accepted into this course every year. Are applications competitive? I think we already sort of.
Yeah, so it's because a lot of people apply for this course. Of course, it makes it slightly competitive, but I don't think I don't think I reject many application really. I mean, master is always a smaller cohort, isn't it? Yeah, so I think don't worry about it. I mean,
yeah. Okay, so another question here. So choosing MSc or MRes will affect our application for PhD or not?
not.
I did an MSc and I'm doing a PhD now, so there's your proof that it doesn't affect. Okay, so another question. I would like to specifically inquire about the assessment structure for the MRes program. Even though it only requires 5 modules out of 8, does the assessment still follow a 50-50 split between unseen written examinations and coursework?
So first of all, I remember what I said about MRes. You have to do 6 months of research, and MSc 3 months. So the credit for the project for MSc is 30, but for MRes is 105 credit. So you will be really assessed majority from your research project. And of course, I mean, if you do 6 months of research project, one would expect a lot of data and result coming from that. But in terms of the top module, yes, it's always 50% coursework and 50% exam. And in the project is the 3 minutes video project, which is 5 credits. An oral exam, which is I think 20 to 25 credit, and then the rest is the thesis. So for MRes, it's just will weigh heavier towards your final mark. Does that make sense? Okay.
Okay. Yes. So another question coming in here. During the application process, do you place more emphasis on undergraduate grades, or internship lab experience? Is there a difference in selection criteria between MRes and MSc, for example? Is research experience more important for MRes applicants?
So that's not one easy answer for this, because the admission tutor will review the application of everything. And there's not a formula really. But of course, you have to have a minimum grade, which is 2-1 for this. Yes, I mean, regardless for the application, if you have a chance to do an internship or a job experience during your undergraduate, by all means, it's important for yourself. So, but don't forget that also there will be, isn't it a reference letter also? So yes, the admission tutor will reveal all these criteria, and that's not one simple formula.
Okay, great. We have another question here. May I ask where you stayed for accommodation and how your experience was there? Thank you. I guess that's directed towards me. I lived in a private accommodation. I'm not sure how it works with UCL accommodations, but I'm pretty sure there's probably you'll get offered some type of accommodation at UCL, but you'll need to double check that. I'm not sure.
I think for international students, they will offer you, that you can apply for a place. There are a lot of UCL dormitory or hall, they call it in UK, around the UK. Almost all my international students, almost live in those kind of accommodation. I think for masters, they don't offer so much room. You can live in sort of apartment style hall that you, like, for example, 6 people share a bigger space with kitchen and a like the kitchen and like a couch or something like that. Yeah, but I think if you want that kind of thing, you need to probably apply as soon as possible. I don't know, but I think, and some international students, they are really skillful. They have friends and this, and when you ask them where you're staying, and they'll say, oh, me and my friends rented a place together. So I mean, there are just so many different scenario, but I wouldn't say it's cheap, but after all, you're in London, that make it exciting. So that's a lot of things to do except just coming to UCL every day.
Actually, coming back to that, I remember when I joined the Masters Freshers group, I think it was on Facebook, like the UCL Master, they post a lot of stuff on there if you want to meet someone and share a flat. A lot of like other students that are doing masters as well, so you can probably find new friends there and decide to share a place together. Okay, so another question from Tim. Are we choosing a lab project before term 2 or before enrolling to the course? Okay,
so calm. There will be a list of available projects rolling out for the whole division around December. And you will make some choices after you look at the list. And then you'll be then the project might be allocated to you, but I will take your hands and do this process together. So, but no, you cannot select a project before you join. So do not contact individual supervisor, please.
Yeah, so regarding the accommodation question, Emiliana has posted a link in the chat, in the webinar chat. So if you have any more questions regarding that, you can click on that link and read the info that's there. Okay, so we'll just wait a bit more to see if we have any more questions. Okay, so as you mentioned that a laptop is important for the program, do you recommend using Windows or Mac?
Anything you want.
Yeah.
Windows, Mac, Linux.
Linux.
Some people do it. It's okay.
Yeah.
We are in a high-tech world.
It's I found that all the software that we used in the program was installable in both Mac and Windows, but even if that's not the case, you can always use desktop.ucl, which is like a virtual machine that's on your computer that emulates Windows. So it's really not a problem.
Yeah.
Just buy whatever you want.
We are quite free.
Okay, so let's wait for more questions.
Oh, just curiosity, how many people have applied for this program? Can you raise hand?
You can use the raise hand button, or you can just post in the chat.
Just say yes. I'm just curious, that's all. Okay, so nobody has applied for this course? Okay.
So it's all prospective.
All right. And oh, 5 raised their hand. So 5 people. Have you got offers? The 5 raised. Okay, I'm not gonna ask that. But I just, how many are not from the UK? So you can use the raise hand button too.
Oh, I got something in the Q&A box saying they got an offer.
Oh, great.
There's already one. 3 raised their hands.
Okay. So the rest are home student or European?
We have someone here from China.
Oh, great. Good for you.
They say I have got an offer yet. I'm sure that means I haven't got an offer yet. So.
Yeah, I think maybe it means. Okay, good. So if you have any questions after this webinar that you suddenly remember, if you just Google me, or my name is on the website anyway, just directly email me and that will be fine. And
okay, so we're nearing the end of this virtual open day. Since there's no more questions, we'll just leave it there. Thank you very much for all your comments and questions, and thank you very much, Edith, for an excellent session today, and I hope you all have a great evening, and goodbye.
bye. I hope to see your application soon.